Okay, so once we've separated this equation into two, we will try to find what x is here. So we will add 1 to both sides. So you'll get 2x is less than 13. Okay, so then x will be less than 13 on 2. So x is less than 6.5. So we know x, the number we want, are all numbers less than 6.5, but they also must follow this rule as well here. So, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. So we'll put the 5x on the other side. So that'll become minus 5x less than minus 12 plus 3. Okay, I'm just rearranging here. So just swap the side around. So minus 5x is less than 9, negative 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So then you've got a negative 5. So if you remember, we need to divide by negative 5 to cancel that out. So cut that. You can copy this if you like as an extra example. Now, because you divided by negative number, we need to change our sign around. So x is greater than negative 9 on negative 5 will be 9 on 5. So that is greater than 5 ones of 5 and 4/5. So do you see how I did that? 5 into 9 goes once, and there will be a 4 remainder on 5. So just review how to make a mixed number from this improper fraction here. So practice a little bit on your basic skill if you can. So if we looked at this question here, let's make a number line. So we've got 0, we've got 1 and 4/5. Let's make that there. And then we've got 6 up here somewhere. And it says that x must be less than 6.5 going in this direction, but x must be greater than 1 and 4/5. So go in the opposite direction. And remember, I said where there is overlap between the two lines. This is the only area where both of these equations are true. So we look for where the two lines overlap. If you're good at this, we could just say, well, you just mean between these two. Okay, you could have just written the answer quickly. So 1 and 4/5 less than x. So x is between these two numbers, and that's the way we write it. I noticed in the homework some students couldn't write this properly, so be careful on that. So this means that x, the number you want, it's got to be more than 1 and 4/5, but it has to be less than 6.5. All right, so I'll give you a minute to copy that down, but you can write from the video anyway. So think about question B here. I'll set you up for a minute. I'll set you up and see if you can do it, but I'll give you a few minutes to do it because it's really not that easy. So we'll do it the same way that I've just showed you there. Okay, let's just clear that out. And I'll get a homework to you soon. Let's see how our time goes. Hopefully we'll be back at school next week. That's what I was told. So I hope you plan to come back because I won't be doing any more video lessons. They've asked us to give online homework, like the work online, which is what I normally do anyway. So the homework sheet that you get is, you'll be getting that anyway, even if we're at school. It'll all be online. So the only work we do in class will be in your textbook. If you don't have a tablet, you'll need to bring your textbook. And then if you have a tablet, you can bring your tablet, like last year. I haven't heard anything about a change in the rules about whether you're allowed a tablet or not, but I think you can. Okay, so those of you using a tablet, it's a lot more convenient than if you need to write everything on paper anyway. Okay, so let's do this first equation. So that's this one here. So the first thing you do, just copy that down. And you're going to need to expand your brackets here. All right, and then this is equation 1. So you simplify that yourself. You get working on that. And then this one here, 3 minus x. So this is equation 2. So I want you to simplify them down to like something like this on this side here. And then I want you to join them together, if you can, at the end. So you can put this into your chat box so I can check. There may be no solution. So there's 3 options. So you could have something like, so chat box. So there could be no solution. There could be a solution. So it could be something like, yeah, minus 3 less than x less than or equal to 2, something like that. It could be an answer. Could there be anything else? Or it could be all real numbers. That's another possibility, all x values. Okay, so I don't think you'll get this last one here. I don't think you'll get number 3 for this kind of question, but it's going to come from one of these 2. So I want you to simplify first. So let me do the first one just to help you out. Then you do the second one the same way. And then we try to join them at the end on a number line. Okay, so let's make a number line at the bottom. So when you've got brackets, try to expand. There's no quick way to do that I can see. So let's just expand. So 3x minus 6 less than 5x plus 1. So expand the bracket first. You'll need to do that here as well. So let's rearrange. So 3x, bring your 5x over to make it 5x. Bring your negative 6 over to make it positive 6 and add your 1. So 3x minus 5x is negative 2x. Less than 6 plus 1 is 7. So now you need to divide by negative 2, and you remember what to do there. We're dividing by a negative number. So swap your sign around. So x will be, that should be 2. So x is greater than negative 7 on 2, which is 2, 3, so 6.5. So greater than negative 3.5, according to what I just did there. So let me have a look, I'm on the right track. So you work on that. Okay, so do the second one here and see what you get. I'll check working. So work on this one. So if this is correct, and I'll double check it. So put this on your number line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3.5 is about here. Negative 3.5. Going in this direction, greater than that number. So becoming positive, more positive. And then do that for this one here. Okay, so just work on that in a minute. For a minute, I'll check my solution here. Right, so I got one answer. So if you get an answer, you put in the chat box. Okay, and I'll wait for your answer. And then do the same for this one. And look for where these 2 lines overlap. All right, so this is this one here, going to infinity. Oh, you see my error. I put 1 here, no one mentioned it. So I did make a mistake. You see, I didn't expand the 5 to the 1. Sorry about that. So let's fix that up. So when you come to the video, you can ignore the first bit because you saw the error there. So 5x plus 1. So if you do see me make an error like that, just put a message in the chat box. So 5x plus 5. Oh, it's probably too early in the morning, I think. So 3x minus 5x less than 6 plus 5. So 6 plus 5. 3x minus 5x, negative 2x, less than 11. Divide by negative 2. So x is going to be greater than negative 11 on 2, which is 2 5s are 10 and a half. All right, so we just got a smaller number there, okay? So let me fix the number line. Anyway, so if you answered it already with my wrong, you can go back and fix it up. I'll wait for you anyway. So let's fix our number line. So greater than negative 5.5. So put that on first, that's down here. So greater than that number, so going in the positive direction. Any number more than that, this is your x-axis. All right, so this is this one. So you do the second one and give me an answer. All right, I'll wait for a few minutes and see if I get more answers come in. So I did make a mistake. Yeah, Serinya saw it. I didn't see that earlier. Yeah, all right. Okay, try and finish that one and see what it's like. All right, yeah, I was looking on the wrong page too. For my answer key. All right, so I just simplify the second equation. And you're looking for where the two lines are going to overlap. So you want to try to form like a railway line, make the tracks for the railway line between the two lines. All right, so keep going. So I think some of you gave me the second one, but how about the final answer? So let's just simplify this a bit. So if you're a bit stuck, you copy down and put your answer up at the end here. So let's expand this. You'll get 5x plus 5 again, less than 3 minus x. Okay, so now we need to bring our negative x over to give 5x plus x. Bring the 5 over, we'll get 3 minus 5. So 5x plus x is 6x, less than 3 minus 5, negative 2. So now we can divide by 6, positive 6, so we don't need to change our sign. So x is less than negative 1/3. I see some of you gave me that answer. That's okay. You gave me in the chat box. So let's put that on our graph. So negative 1/3 is near 0. This is 0 here. So negative 1/3 is about here. So we're going to be less than that. See, less than negative 1/3. So we're going in this direction. Okay, so this is the blue line there. Okay, what you need to look for is where you see the two lines overlapping. So I'll use a black pen and I'll mark these here. You see this? That's your solution because your question says and both have to be true. When you see this word, this is a key word, and. This and this have to be true. And they're only both true where you see both lines overlapping. So any number between minus 1/3 and minus 5 1/3 will be true for both equations, right? These numbers make both equations true. So only these numbers, you can take notes, only these numbers make both equations true. True. So we can rewrite our answer as negative 5 1/3 less than x less than negative 1/3 for your, that will be your final answer there. Let's make it yellow. So that's your final answer. So when you are putting your two lines on, now these look like a railway track, don't they? So these are like railway tracks. So if you can make a railway track like this one, we know we will have a solution, because in that previous question, when we did this one, you see the two railway tracks are separated. So that means that this would have no solution for that previous question there. Okay, so I expect, I don't expect a lot of you to answer, but if you don't know, just write "I don't know" in the chat box on the next one. So let's go down a little bit. Arrows there. Okay, find the range of values of k such that this and this. So this is the same idea. So in your tablet or your notes somewhere, notebook, copy this one down. So 9 minus 4k greater than or equal to 8k minus 21. So this is equation 1. And you see the word "and" again. So they have to both be true. And this is a real easy one, isn't it? 2. So here we're saying k plus 2 must be greater than 0. So we can do this one first. This is really easy, isn't it? So subtract 2 from both sides. And we would have simplified this one already. So k is greater than negative 2. So that's the first bit. Okay, just like what we did on the last example. Okay, so you do this one. Let's move it up. And then I want you to make a number line and tell me what do you think is the solution. Okay, let's see. You'll get a nice answer here. So this one you can do in the chat box. So let's start the number line first. I'll use axes here. Oi, why didn't it draw the line? Hold on. There. Right, let me make a number line here. So you can put a number line somewhere on your tablet. And we've got negative 2 here. So I'll put a 0 in the middle. And let's go 1, 2, negative 2, and greater than negative 2. So let's do that in black. Let's do this one. And I'll put a open circle here because we need to be greater than that. Okay, so that's the first one. So that's this one here. All right, so just going to be greater than negative 2, and that will go to positive infinity. That's infinity, not 8 on the side, if you didn't know. Okay, so that's the first one. You do this one, and then I want you to tell me the final answer in the chat box. What do you get? So this is question C. So put question C like that and write your answer here. It could be like -3 less than x less than 2 or something like that. Okay, so you do that in the chat box. I'll wait for you to do that one. So do that for a few minutes. So simplify the first one and then draw your arrow and see if you can make a railway track or not between the two lines. And when you do that, let me know what your answer is. So I've got a couple of answers already. Yeah, that one's correct that I see. So just rearrange your equation a bit. Okay, keep going. I'll start to do this slowly, so you try to get an answer in. So we want K something. We always try to get K on the left side, don't we? So we'll get the 8K and bring it over. So we'll have minus 4K. Bring your 8K over to become minus 8K. Greater than or equal to negative 21. Now bring our 9 over to be negative 9. And that will be subtract 9. Okay, so 8, negative 8 minus 4, negative 12. Okay, okay, greater than or equal to negative 30. So now we're going to divide by negative 12. So keep working. I could see more answers coming in. So try to do that. So negative 12. If you're too slow, just write too slow. If you're having a problem, just put something in the box for question C. Too slow, or I don't know. It's one or the other. So cancel here, your negative 12, negative 12. But remember, now we divided by negative. So we need to change the direction of our sign. So K less than or equal to 30 on 12, because negative, negative will cancel, which will give you 5 on 2, which is less than 2.5. So let's write that. K less than or equal to 2.5. I like a decimal because then it's easy to put on the number line, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3. So 2.5 is in the middle here. And we'll make a red line for that, going in that direction. Okay, so let's make that green. So this one here is represented by that line. And most of you seem to draw graphs okay. I'm still marking homework, by the way. I did 9A, but 9B, I'm still working on that. So you can see now you have your two lines, and we look for where the lines are overlapping because of this word and. If it said or, that means something different. And I'm not going to go into those questions yet. Or and means both have to be true. Or means one or both can be true. So or has a different meaning in maths than and. So let's see if we can make a railway track. Seems like we can, can't we, here? So if you're in a train, you can only go from this point to this point along here, or it could be like a ladder as well, I guess. So your final answer is going to be -2 less than x. Oh, and also 5 on 2 got to be a solid dot too, remember? see equal sign here. I just missed that. So -2 up until 2.5. So that's your final answer, okay? So in a test or a quiz, you'll get marks for like both parts. So 1 mark for this, 1 mark for this, 1 mark for making the number line, and 1 mark for writing the final answer. Some students will stop here, but not really tell me the final solution from the railway track here, from the crossing over of the lines. All right, so if you got that, just put it in. If you're a bit slow, just say you're too slow or something. And then I want you to go back and review, because if you're a bit slow, you probably need a bit more practice and review. Oh, what's down here? All right, we're not going to finish all these today, so let's just have a go. I might let you do it first. So let me look at what the answer's like. Let's see if this was okay. Yeah, you can do this one. So simplify both. So this is question A. So in your chat box, so call this A and put your answer in here as an inequality, all right? So do both of them first, put them on your number line and look where you can overlap the lines. All right, so do equation 1. So let's just start that off. So 8n plus 5 less than -75. So you do that one first, and then do the second one here. And then we'll join them together in the number line later. This one's here's easy. Use the easy method for this one, because you only have one R here, okay? Okay, so do this one, 6 plus 8n less than 30. Right, so I'll wait for your answer. I'll give you a few minutes, see if you can do that one. And then I'll do it. Right, it's always good to try yourself for a while, and then you'll know where you're going. Okay, so try that one for a few minutes. And tomorrow we can, I'm not sure about tomorrow. We got some item pool questions to do, and we can do some on absolute value. So let's see how our time goes tomorrow. I got one answer. Anyone else? Remember to put them on the number line and get the final answer. Six answers, any more? If you have a problem, ask your friend. So if you finish, go to question B. You can just get ahead of me, but don't put the answer in yet. All right, you can work on the questions, but don't put anything in the chat box yet because it gets confusing. So I'll do this first one here, and you can check you're getting it right. So we've got 8n plus 5. So we're going to take away 5 from both sides. So 8n will be less than negative 75 minus 5, negative 80. All right, and now we need to divide by 8. So you should have done that. Cancel the 8. So n will be less than negative 10. So we know the number we want needs to be less than negative 10, but also what this condition is here. So let's subtract 6 from both sides, this one. Let's see if you're getting the same answer. So 8n is less than 30 minus 6, that's 24. So now we divide by 8. Cancel the 8. So n will be less than 8 into 24 is 3. That's interesting. Look at the sign goes in the same direction. But we can still get an answer. Let's have a look at the answer. So if you haven't done that, can you do that real quick? Put something in. Let's make a number line. So what do we got? Let's make 0. We've got 3. 1, 2, 3, which is here. And we've got negative 10. That's down here somewhere. Negative 10. So let's put some lines in. So the first one says less than negative 10. So that's obviously going to go in this direction. Okay, and the other one is from negative 3, from 3. So let's draw that one like that. Let's just bring the arrows together there. Okay, so on the endpoints, we've got, they're both less than, so that and that. Now, where can you make your railway line? Only here. You see where the lines overlap? They're both going in the same direction. So this is going to go to negative infinity. That's okay. So just draw your lines like this. So they only overlap until negative 10. So any number less than negative 10 is good. So your final answer is actually just that one. In this area, only less than 3 is true. But for both of them to be true, you have to be less than negative 10. I hope that's clear there. So only solution. N is less than negative 10. That's where they are both true. Okay, so question, this one is true here along the gray line, and the first one is true here, but they have to both be true. So it's where they overlap. Okay, so I'll write that down the bottom so we have space. So n is less than negative 10, final answer. You'll get marks for this anyway, but your final answer comes from the overlap. So this is your final answer. So you would get marks for this one. You'll get a mark for that. You'll get a mark for the number line, and you'll get a mark for the final answer. So you would get most of the marks anyway. But just look at the overlap to get the final answer here. Okay, so how about B? So if you're working on B, if you did B, you can put your answer in. And then if you did B, you can look at C, because I know some of you are quite fast. And I don't think I'll do this tomorrow. So I think I'm going to move on tomorrow. So let's do this method here. You can use the easy method if you want. If you have your answer already, you can put your answer in. Okay, so B, This is question B, chat box. And I'll have a look in a minute. Okay, so simplify this one and get rid of the -2 and the -3. This one's a little bit more complicated. So think about that one. Okay, Serinya gave me an answer. Shinatapon. So some of you, and if you've done those two, go to the next one. So just keep working. You don't need to wait for me if you know what you're doing. You just follow with me if you have a problem. But if you think you know, you work ahead. Okay, so you don't need to split this to two equations. You can if you want to, but you don't need to. All right, so I'll leave you to think about this one for a while because we only have 10 minutes left anyway. So do that for a bit. Okay, 5 answers, keep going. It's a little bit tricky because you've got a -3 here. All right, so I'll do a little bit and then you can try and finish it off. So the first thing you've got is -2 here. So we're going to have to add 2 everywhere. So this is the easy method because we only have one variable in the middle. So add 2, you're going to get -30 less than or equal to -3r less than 12. So now you've got -3 here, and you should remember if you divide by a negative number, you'll need to change your signs. So divide by -3. I'm not sure you've seen this kind of question before. So divide by -3, but you're dividing by negative. So change the direction of these signs. So -30, -3 is 10. Greater than or equal to r greater than 12 on -3, -4. That's okay, but normally we will reverse this around. So if you have a question like this, we can just rewrite it as -4 less than r less than or equal to 10. Now, if you don't understand that, think about this. If you had 8 is greater than 6 is greater than 4, that's true, isn't it? So if you want to swap it around and write 4, 6, 8, we have to change the direction of the sign to keep it true. All right, so that's a explanation of why that's working. So if you reverse the order of the numbers, you need to reverse your signs as well, swap your signs around. Either one is okay in the test, but normally we will put it in this form here using less than signs. That's more traditional. So usually we use less than signs, not usually in this form, but it's still correct. So I'll still mark you right, but normally we put it in this form here. Okay, I've got a few more answers there coming in. So you should get something like that. Let's just check that. Oh, hold on. Let me just double check. You keep working. I'm just looking at my calculation. That's all. Okay, looks all right. Okay, so time nearly run out. We only have 5 minutes. You don't have to put this one in the chat box because I think you're going to run out of time. As long as you're trying to put something in, all right? So this one is M. So let's make this the last one because I think our time's expired. So we've got M in 3 different places now, and the same with C here. Okay, so I think here we need to split this one into 2 equations. So this one and this one here. So we've got, I think that's 3, was it? 3M. So write down separately, 3M minus 6 less than 9M plus 12. This is in inequality 1. And inequality 2, I'll write down here. So 9M plus 12 less than or equal to M plus 4. Okay, so you try to simplify these and see what happens. So if you think you know, you can put in the chat box your final answer down here. So we could bring the 9M over. We'll get 3M minus 9M. Bring your negative 6 over, will be 6 plus 12. 3 minus 9, negative 6M, less than 18. Now we need to divide by negative 6, right? So that will cancel. So M will be greater than negative 3. That's your first part. Like that. And then we do the same here. So bring your M over. So 9M, let's make it black. Couple of minutes left. So 9M minus M less than or equal to 4 minus 12. 9M minus M, 8M. Let's go up a bit. Less than or equal to 4 minus 12, negative 8. So here we divide by 8, both sides. So M less than or equal to negative 1. All right, so I think you can put that onto the number line easily. So let's do that real quick. So we've got negative 3 here, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1. So greater than negative 3, that would be here. Less than or equal to negative 1 is here. So less than or equal to, that's this one. So let's put that in. That's those 2 here, that one, and then this one in green goes here. So now you can see where the 2 lines overlap. So that's going to be from here, isn't it? Okay, so this is your overlapping region. So this is your final answer because it has to be 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So let's write that down. -3 less than x less than or equal to -1. So any value between -3 and -1 will be your final answer. So that's your final answer. So this kind of question would have 4 marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 in total. Okay, 4 marks in total. So let's stop there anyway. And then I'll post this up into YouTube. I make it an unlisted link, so I'm not going to bother to edit it. So you'll have to flick through and find the examples. And if I have time the weekend, I might make up some more examples a bit later. You can try these yourself too. I might do these remaining ones as a video or something like that when I get time. Okay, so I've got a few answers come in. Yeah, hopefully you'll pick that up before you do a quiz. So we'll stop there anyway, because it's 8:50 already. So it's a little bit much in the morning, isn't it? It's pretty difficult stuff. Okay, so I'll talk to you the next period then, and we might do a bit more review of inequalities then. And we've got absolute value to do as well, but we might leave that for another day. So let's see, I'm not quite sure what we're doing tomorrow. All right, so I'll talk to you later then, all right? Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.